So starting up, they managed to score a very good goal with Sam Smith in the 18th minute. Callum Doyle ended up getting the assist. A very good passage of play from the defense, and then a quick 1-2 up to the striker. Striker ends up running past. I think he passed Saw, and then Belashil then tried to cut across and tried to get in front of him, but was not able to do so. He then put in the ball in the net. I don't know if it was also happened with you, but something happened with the broadcasting for this game. Was not very easy to watch after the continuous replay of the game, of the goals in the first half. I think they were battling with setting up. I don't know why, but it is what it is. We can only move on. Then was Romeo Lavik getting a yellow card in the 23rd minute, and then we'll end up getting our goal in the 40th minute. It ends up sort of being an own goal, where I know it hit off the goalkeeper and ended up going in. I can't quite remember how exactly, but I know it went off the goalkeeper and then ended up going in the back of the net. Yeah, so they put us 1-1, and from this point on we thought, okay, now all we have to do is just get the second and then get the third. Easy day in the office. No, it is not far from that. We end up making subs. Mark Yu comes on for Mamadou Sarr. Cucurella comes on for Hato. Lavia comes off. He did a very good game. And then Dario Yusugo comes on for the 65th minute. And then they also make some changes as well. And then Callum Doyle ends up getting an assist. I think with the corner. Then I'm having a corner in the second half and ends up getting the goal. It's very poor from us, considering we had I believe we had Belashil. We still had Belashil on. We still had Tosin. We still had Saw, and yet we were unable to actually to defend the corner, which was not very. I don't know why that happened. I think also when I saw the goal, before the goal, I saw Belashil trying to hold off strikers in the box. Belashil's job is not to hold off defenders or strikers. His job is to actually head the ball. If you're going to go man for man or something like that, you're going to have certain players going for man and other players just main aim is to look at the ball, look where the ball's going and head that ball out. And I think that's the job of Tosin and Belashil. And then everyone around them can stop the strikers or other defenders from actually conceding against us. So that's what's supposed to happen. And then luckily 3 minutes later, Champong ends up getting a good goal, ends up running inside the box and ends up shooting and scoring. So very well from him. I love the one thing I love about Champong compared for all my defenders is that he knows how to run with the ball. He knows how to progress. He knows how to force someone onto him and then cause someone to actually press him, which actually allows us an opportunity to play around that player. Because obviously, if someone's going to press him, someone's knowing, okay, I have to close this guy down, else he's going to run right at us. So I think hence why it's a good thing that we have those types of players in our team that are able to actually run with the ball and actually create something out of nothing. And then Delap comes off. I think Delap had a decent game. He ended up holding the ball where he could. I think at some stages he could have done better with his overall play. But it's his first game back, I think, to an extent of João Pedro being playing. So I think he had a lot of minutes to actually put in a shift. He didn't do so, but hopefully he can get some more chances to actually prove to Lima Rosino why he deserves to stay into this team. But anyway, João Pedro comes on and Champong comes off. Gusto comes on as well, and then we'll end up seeing it going into extra time. Before it goes into extra time, Garnacho, where Garnacho actually has a chance to actually run on goal, and the guy comes in with a sliding tackle, and it was quite high. So the referee changed it from a yellow to a red. So I think that was a good decision. Some people are saying that we were lucky. I think, yes, to an extent we are, but I think also we all know sometimes you have to make your own luck. And I think in this game we did. We caused some mayhem for Wrexham, and we end up getting the results as in terms of result goes in our favour, and then we'll end up getting the next goal. The next goal, what a good cross from Diego Sugo. Another good player that I'm seeing starting to build and come into this team. I see him as well. I think it was one of the first games where I can say, okay, well, this guy has actually had a decent game. While he should, most of our players should. This is Wrexham in the championship right now. So in that sense, we should be dominating them until they get into the Premier League. Once they get to the Premier League, okay, now it's a different level of respect and having to worry about them. But right now, they're still in the championship. There's a still standard of where we are. So I think it was very well done from Diogo Silva with the cross. Garnacho lands up just watching that cross and then lands up making the run and puts it back in the net. I think most of us thought it was offside. That goal looked very too easy for us to score. But luckily, it was a goal. And then we actually end up going in the 100th minute with a 2-3 victory so far. And then going on to stoppage time, Diogo Silva assists again with João Pedro. And then João Pedro lands up slotting it away to make it 4-2 against Wrexham. And then we go away with the 4-2 win over Wrexham going into the next round. So with them, I think the main players that played well was Sam Smith. I think they also had Doyle played well as well. So I think overall they had some 2 or 3 players that actually helped them cause us mayhem. Clearly it was not enough to actually get a result, but they were close. They did their homework. They knew what they needed to do. I think it was also good and true that we didn't do exactly what we wanted or what we should have done. We didn't look like we came out of third gear. I think we should have actually... We were very slow. We were very slow with passing the ball around. And I think there's opportunities in some games where all you need is 2 players to say to each other, let's go at this team. And just play it between each other. Not this thing of playing it left to right and right to left. No. Get 2 players that say, okay, now we're going to play between the 2 of us and we can actually progress with the ball a bit further up and then we can bring other players into it as well. Create triangles. And I think that's what they failed to do. I think we could have actually hurt them. I think the way Man City set up, I think that's the way Pep Guardiola does it. And I think that's something that we need to introduce into our team and in terms of our style of play in order for us to get these results quicker and get them done and get the win from the get-go without us worrying about who do we have on the bench to come on to help us win this game now, because now we're worrying about us getting knocked out in the FA Cup. It's not good. I think with the players we had in the first half, I think we could have done a job. It's just unfortunate we didn't. I think also the formation that Chelsea set up with a back 3 with Balashil, Tosin and Sarr, Champong and Hater playing the wing backs, Lavia and Santos as the CDMs, Garnacho and Neto as the cams, and then Delap as a striker. I think us having extra defender in the defense actually caused us to have 1 less attacker, and I think maybe hence why we weren't so explosive. I think maybe had we went with, yes, we wanted to give Enzo and Caicedo some time to go because we know we'll be playing against PSG, but I think with a type of I think Enzo would have been a good player. And between Enzo and Palmer, between those 2 players who can actually create something, and they can see, okay, we have the upper advantage, and they know, okay, do that. And there was not like a leader who knows, okay, I'm going to drive with this ball, or I'm going to speak to my teammates and say, okay, we're going to do this. We see a weak link, let's exploit it. I don't see, if I look at the team that we went out with, I don't see many players that can actually have the mouth and say, okay, we're going to do this. The only person I can think of is Neto and who else? And Tosin maybe. There's not many other players, maybe even the lab. But apart from that, there's not many players who can say, okay, this is what we're going to do and this is what we need to do. I think it was also a case of us just following Liam Rossini's blueprint. But I think in some games where you see it's not actually really working, I think sometimes in some moments, it's not going to be the worst thing in the world just to tweak it a little bit for you to actually, because what you do on the pitch and what is said on the sidelines is completely different. So I think hence why, if they could have had that opportunity to say, okay, what do we need to do? Where do we see needs to be fixed? And apply that understanding and actually get the results. Yeah, so we also end up bringing Mark Hugh, Cucurella, and Isugo in the second half. Very well done to Isugo. I think he's one of the top players for our team. I think he's one of the players who deserves man of the match. And then we also put on João Pedro. Very well done to see João Pedro score. It's good confidence for him to know, okay, I got another goal. I was worried, probably. I think I would have been worried for João Pedro, knowing, okay, I'm coming into the second half now. Will I get the goal? And I think it will be a mess for... We don't know what PSG will bring. We know that they can bring their best, and we know their best can actually compete with us. So I think with João Pedro's mindset, I think it would have easily been shit. Going into PSG now, I'm worried because I haven't scored now in a while. Now I might forget how to score. It can happen, and you score. It's very easy to score. But now you go a game without scoring. It can be a case of, if PSG put the pressure on us, do we fold? I think it would be very more easy for João Pedro to fold. Oh, I'm not good enough. I'm not capable to actually beat PSG. And then I think that's where the mentality drops. So I think it's very good that João Pedro actually scored. I think it gives him the opportunity to say, okay, now I have another goal. It needs to be done. I need to score against PSG in the first leg. And it was very well to see our academy boy, 18-year-old, what's his name, Dury, coming on. Good cameo for him for this game. So let's take a look. They've actually put Garnacho as man of the match. If I look at Garnacho, I don't think he did that one good goal, which was a good run from him. I think the only reason why Garnacho also managed to get the man of the match was because he did the basics. He didn't lose the ball as much. He did the basics, and then he got that goal. I think hence why it gave him a very good rating on the football websites. So with him, I think there's a lot of players that could have actually done better than him. Let's take a look. The 6 players that were on the list were Sam Smith, O'Brien and Doyle, Garnacho, Isugo and Neto. I think Neto and João Pedro, I think those two. But I think João Pedro also recently came on, so it wouldn't be fair for a person who plays 10 minutes just to get a goal to become man of the match, where someone also scored a goal but scored earlier. But I think, and I don't think João Pedro also did enough without that goal for him to merit man of the match. So for this game, I don't care what they say. I think Isugo definitely deserves the man of the match. I think he did well when he came on. I think he was one of our best players. We didn't actually do much until we got into the second half. And I was actually quite surprised that he actually came on. I thought I didn't actually see the bench, but I thought we might actually need maybe a Reece James or Caicedo to come on. Because I thought bringing Isugo, when I saw him come on, I said, oh, damn it, we 2-2, and now all of a sudden I'm going to bring Isugo on to change the game. I didn't think that was going to even happen. Especially also when we brought on Mark Hugh. I thought, Mark Hugh, why are we bringing Mark Hugh on? We're taking off Delap. We should have kept Delap on to fight with João Pedro instead of Mark Hugh and João Pedro. Delap is obviously better than Mark Hugh. But it is what it is. Mark Hugh could have got a goal as well. If he had connected with the ball a bit better, he would have actually probably got a goal for us. So yeah, guys, this is my post review. I didn't think it was going to go this way. I did say 3-0 in my preview. Let me know down below what you guys said and how did it actually end up. I think we could have done better. I think that the first goal could have been avoided. We all knew there was some form of uncertainty between the headers. We know we're not the best team in the world right now with headers in terms of the box and crosses. So we knew that the championship is a type of team that are able to get goals from corners, and that's how they mainly focus their teams. So I think hence why they're able to actually get that goal against us, and I think that's why it caused us problems. It just would have been nicer to also see us to be more quick and have more tempo to our team. I think also it was a case of maybe Liam was saying, guys, this is a game for us to rest. We just need to play it just to rest, basically. Maybe that's the mentality, just to play the game. If we could play the game 50% and win, I think everyone would do it. Whereas play 70, 80% and then not be fully fit to actually play against PSG. Maybe that's where the mindset was going into this game. It was also nice to see Ryan Reynolds actually celebrate both goals. I'm sure he would. Which owner wouldn't? It's a very big team he was busy playing against. But it's nice to see something like that. It's not very rare where you get to see owners that you actually know, and you have a certain relationship between them and the club and the movies you basically watch. So it's kind of interesting. Like, you know his movies, and you know that's him basically. And it's nice to see him how he reacts off script as well. So yeah, guys, this is my post review. Let me know down below what you guys think of this game. Peace.